Who would have thought for a stupid little Bronco 2 it'd be so cool? Georgia says good luck getting an Airbnb in Moab. All right, it's Sunday again.
Ow.
Woo!
It's actually Tuesday.
Shh, movie magic is Sunday. So
do I look cool like you?
You do actually, you look super cool. So we are doing something a little bit different on this video. We're getting back to work on the Bronc-Star on a Sunday. How cool is that? We're gonna be working on the Bronc-Star and we're gonna be working on Matt's Chariot. And we're getting that thing all sanded up, getting it ready for paint. I've been doing some looking and I haven't found a hood. So I'm probably gonna have to fix that hood that has all the cracked out Bondo, but that's fine. And then I'll tell Matt that he has to find a hood. When we redo it like the real time, we'll put a new hood on it.
Should we put a V6 LS in it for him too?
No.
Why?
I don't make V6 LSs.
Yes, I do.
It's not an LS. Anyway, so what we're gonna do today is a lot of stuff and things. This is gonna get cut off. Wheels are gonna go on, but we're putting temporary wheels and tires on. So we have wheels and tires for another project. So the 39 inches around.
You're round. Looks more like a rounded heart.
Yeah, but today's Valentine's Day, so.
It's Sunday. How was it Valentine's Day?
Oh yeah, it's not Valentine's Day. We are not filming on Valentine's Day. Anyway, so we're gonna be putting on the 39 inch tires, cutting this front end off, putting some strut towers in, getting some ORIs in, but we won't finish it because tomorrow we have nitrogen coming and maybe we'll be able to fill the struts. Guess what, Hillbilly?
What?
Today's hashtag Valentine's Day and my beautiful wife would rather be here filming a video for all our awesome viewers than to go on a date with me.
Should we ask her if she'd rather be here or
Ask her. She's right there. Look. Literally right there. I even got a babysitter.
Is she
She's
just...
like, no, I'd rather be at the shop and filming a video.
I have no comment.
Oh, wrong button.
There's not a button.
Whoops.
Same tread pattern, but look at these babies. They're such little guys. Think you look good at these with 39s underneath it?
Yes. So we got the wrong kit, wrong lug nuts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna impact them and just break out the bags. These are the wrong size.
What do you mean?
Don't go on. Psych! Got him!
Got him!
Crap. No, what's wrong?
Hasn't bolted it down.
Oh, no way. Neither are these.
Tighten the lock ring down.
This thing's gonna start taking shape once we get some struts in it.
Can't wait.
Oh, take that to Hillbilly.
Can I see it?
Thank you.
That
doesn't sound good. Oh, good, it went on the back. Now, these are temporary wheels and tires because we got denied. So we're still looking for a set of tires, or I mean a set of wheels. So we're using the 39s for my XJ build that'll happen sometime. So these 39s are just temporary, but they're close enough to the 37s that if they have clearance with 39s, they'll definitely have clearance with 37s. Here in a second, this will go boom! Oh, I told you. So we've got this completely torn apart. This used to be a table with a hydraulic cylinder that we don't use. So what we're doing is we stripped it apart. We're gonna use the hydraulic assembly off of it, and we're gonna use our base for our bender. And we're gonna make us a bender that's mobile. We've took the top of the bender off. We'll show you that in a minute. We're gonna actually cut this top plate off, stick it through this hole. It'll all make sense in a little bit. Hillbilly's gonna start working on the Bronco, getting the radiator all drained out and getting things to where we can take that entire front end off. Unfortunately, we might have to undo the supercharger temporarily. I'm gonna drill a bunch of holes and get this all built. Once we get that front end cut off, we're gonna build a hoop and we're gonna start building all our structure for the front end. And then we'll get back to working on the Samurai. So I want to show something. My trusty Milwaukee drill that's about 6 or 7 years old, getting a little weak on me. It doesn't want to drill, it stalls a little bit. Flex sent me a drill. It's a 24 volt, this is a 18 volt. Why don't we try that? I'm gonna show you what the Milwaukee will do that's old and worn out. Get some drilling and then it stalls. Check this out, brand new 24 volt. Look at this. Won't even go. So there you have it. Another reason why I love Milwaukee. Now there's nothing wrong with this drill. Kind of like it, to be honest, but doesn't have what my trusty old grandpa drill's got.
Right now I'm trying to put a hose on the bottom of the drain nipple, so that way it's not making a big mess, and I can drain it right into these jugs so we can get the coolant all drained out of the radiator. Uh-oh. I think the last time I filled this up is we went on that rock crawl and I put just water in it. If it is just water, it can crack the block. Since we're going to be rebuilding the whole course port and everything, we got to get the supercharger temporarily out of the way. So we'll unhook the boost gauge. There's the intercooler.
All right, I just got to finish one more hole. But some of you might be wondering why I'm building this. We've got to use our bender. We don't want to mount it to the floor. We want to make sure it's mobile because we got a lot of tube bending to do on the front end of this Bronco. That's why I'm doing this.
Yay!
We've never bent tubing before, and we're gonna build a roll cage. In order to use this the way it was intended to use, I had to cut our top plate off, which goes right here. I'll just weld it back on, but that way I could get through the center hole. This is where that hydraulic cylinder used to come out. We'll be able to just use the controls the way they were. Batteries are inside here. I think it's gonna work out awesome. So once we get this bolted down tight, I'll put this back in position, weld it, and we'll bolt the bender on it. I do want to point out the fact that Hillbilly, on his own free will, mapped out where the bolts go through, and I just drilled in his holes, and they are absolutely perfect. Teamwork makes the dream work. We had a minor catastrophic failure.
I'm still holding half that I've had.
Is that heavy, Hillbilly?
It's awkward. I didn't drop the part I had. Just the rest of it that I wasn't holding fell.
He was holding the whole thing.
I only dropped the part I was holding, not the other part that was in my hands.
I'll just get her snug as a bug, and I'll let Hillbilly do the cranking. Now you probably can buy these type of bases, but we figured a $12,000 EV battery table would fit the bill for what we need.
And it's never been used, but
We've never even worked on an electric vehicle.
got everything stripped off of the front course port, except the radiator. We're not pulling that because we're pulling the whole course port, so we're just leaving the radiator part of it. All I got left to do, pull the supercharger itself off. So I'll get after that. So there's 3 bolts holding the supercharger on. Got those off, so I just gotta kind of tilt it to get the belt off and slide it out. And there's the supercharger.
So we've got this completely built. This is our own design, okay? This is a JD squared with some sort of hydraulic system. Anyway, the coolest part about this whole thing is it's battery powered. So we don't have a charger, so we'll figure that out later. Don't know how to charge batteries yet. We might just get a trickle charger and trickle charge it. Turn that sucker on, you got out. Watch how fast this goes. Bent, and it retracts. So we thought we were gonna have to have a big humongous spring. No, you just gotta hold your button. Look at that. Look, you got an auto shut off, emergency shut off, boom. This is probably the coolest bender I've seen all day. Anyway, when you're done, shut your power off. Now, it's mobile, and it's so heavy. Ugh. Dang, good job, we did awesome.
Yeah, the only downfall is it's a big bulky base to figure out where to put so we're not tripping over it.
So we're gonna have to find us a new home for the big humongous bulky thingy.
I know what we could do. Come from one of these beams, get a winch, and just winch it up in the air so it's out of our way.
Great idea. We're gonna get this moved out of the way for now, and then we're gonna do a test bend here in a minute. But first things first, we're getting the whole front end cut off of the Bronc-Star.
We can do here, and then we can just get a drill, your bedside drill, and get rid of that whole piece.
Hey Billy, did you unbolt the front?
No.
So we're gonna hurry and unbolt the front and pull this clip off. Jeez.
Your caddies look the exact same way, if not worse.
Well, they look worse because they're 1974. All right, so we've got it cut. Hillbilly had a good idea. So we're just gonna take the front clip and go right outside because it's got so much rust dust. Got all sorts of room for activities now.
So I have to get the cab set back down on the rubber mounts. I have it on 2x4s so I could weld the frame stiffeners on. So I gotta remove the 2x4 so it sits down on the mounts. And then I gotta remove the back shell piece off so I can put the tires back on. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done.
Last night, when the camera wasn't rolling, we did some practice bends. I've never bent tubing in my life, so we're still learning. But we got us a rear hoop and kind of an idea how we're gonna bob the back end. Right now, we've got this at full bump. We're just gonna set the struts basically right where they're at because the back end's gonna come up another 4 inches. When we fill it with nitrogen and set that up, it'll be 4 inches higher, and then we'll set the front to the back. It's gonna give us plenty of clearance. The tire isn't gonna hit anything that we set up top. We're gonna put our struts in, somehow cut the back of the frame off, not sure where yet, and then start with some cage stuff. See how far we can get. This bolt is so tight. Dang it. We're getting our brackets set here. We're gonna get the tops welded into the strut tower. The lowers, we ended up having to cut them because our misalignment spacers is just a little bit too wide. I will just weld that back up. No biggie. Ha!
So we don't need this.
We just figured out that we don't even need the strut. The misalignment spacers are the exact correct size. Somehow, I'm gonna attempt to weld all this. We're gonna get this hoop out of the way. We're gonna start setting where our strut towers need to go. This is just an idea. We'll get the hood moved. We'll actually use it a little bit later. For our first set of bends, with no math involved, we calculated this pretty well. Think about when we know how to do math.
Well, I'm out of the equation because I'm not very good at math. Although that was the only class I actually passed was math.
Because you lied?
No.
We need to... Oh, it's oil. All right, we don't want to let that out. Never mind. And we don't know how to set these up yet either. Lucky for us, there's YouTube. And
YouTube University.
It'll teach us. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, we gotta grind my crappy weld real quick. Finally got me some new welding tips. One thing about welding is they're consumables. You wanna change out your tips at some point in life. So I got on the old Amazon, found me some tips, got new ones. Should weld like $1,000,000 now. Okay, that's 90. I'm gonna tack those in. So we're setting the ORIs on the Bronc-Star.
Okay.
Are the struts supposed to be perfectly straight up and down?
I think they can go up to 30 degrees or something like that.
We've only got them on like a 7-degree angle.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's going to be good. You're going to want about 100 pounds in the bottom and whatever you want for ride height in the top.
All right, 7 degrees it is. All right, this bad girl is all welded up and it's got some sweet flex to it. So that means we're gonna have to put something that ties them in up top. Obviously, we need to stiffen this up as much as possible.
Does it move?
Oh yeah, it's got a little spring in its step. So we're gonna do the other side and just match it to this. Who would have thought for a stupid little Bronco 2, it'd be so cool.
I always knew the Bronco 2 could look so good. I just didn't have the know-how or the stuff to do it.
All right, so we gotta take this moment to tell you guys some exciting news about the Off-Road Wrecker Games. Yeah, that's right. The event that Matt's Off-Road Recovery is putting on down in Sand Hollow State Park. So, March 9th, 10th, and 11th, you need to make sure you are attending the event. It is going to be the event of the century, and here's why. To spice things up, because I'm only a judge at the Off-Road Wrecker Games, I wanna do something for you guys. And that's why we've come up with a couple of ideas. We're gonna do a giveaway. This is an exclusive offer for the attendees of the Off-Road Wrecker Games. So head over to mattsoffroadadventures.com right now, right here. Get yourself some tickets so you can attend the event, and then make sure you show up. We're gonna be giving something away, something that every one of you would love to have in your man cave.
I would love to have it in my man cave.
Should we show them?
Or should we make them wait?
When you guys show up to the Off-Road Wrecker Games, there's gonna be a Robby Layton Nation sticker in your welcome packet. Make sure and keep that. Then you're gonna wanna head over to our merch booth, buy yourself some merch, because here's where it gets cool. For every Robby Layton Nation purchase, $25 or more, you're gonna be entered into a raffle. We're gonna show you what you have the chance to win, but don't worry, there's more. We're like the Oprahs of the Off-Road Games.
Is it Oprah or opera?
And you get a sticker, and you get a sticker, and you get something free. We're gonna be asking all our sponsors to send us donations to give back to the attendees at the Wrecker Games. We might have some cool tools to give away. I don't know, you're gonna wanna attend it. So for every purchase $25 or more of Robby Layton Nation gear, you're getting 1 ticket into the drawing. You buy a silver hat, you're gonna be getting 3 tickets. That's right, 3 tickets. We're blowing those hats out. Whatever quantities we have left, they're going, and they're going quick. All the dinner time shirts that we still have, 3 tickets. Let's go show you what you're gonna win. We came outside because this is too cool to be inside. We have to show you. All right, so for about a year, we've had these old parts to this thing called the banana just kicking around at the shop. And earlier today, me and Hillbilly were talking, we should do a giveaway.
And I remembered all the parts out back.
So with this wise man and these awesome parts, we came up with an idea. This right here, folks, is the original passenger door to the one and only banana. All right, it's a little cold. Let's go back inside and talk about this. All right, so here you have it. The original passenger front door to the banana itself. We pulled this off last year. Make sure you go check out that series. For the attendees of the Off-Road Record Games. We're gonna be raffling off this door on day 3. If you want triple the tickets, you're gonna wanna head over to our booth day 1 because those dinner time shirts and the silver hats, they're gonna go quick. That's 3 times entries for this amazing door. How am I gonna get this home when I win it? Don't you worry. If you don't wanna carry it out of the park, we're gonna ship it to you. Anywhere in the lower 48. Unless you're from another country and you win it, then we'll figure that out. Yeah, if you're willing to fly all the way to the Record Games from another country, we'll get it home for you. There's gonna be a lot of cool and exciting things happening at the Record Games, so make sure you guys attend. This is gonna be the first annual Heavy Record Games. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Another cool thing about this door, as of right now, Hillbilly is so excited about this next thing, okay? Can't even hold his excitement. This is gonna be signed by everybody. No, not yet. We're all gonna sign it live. Another cool thing about our booth, we're gonna have the Golden Nugget. So make sure you stop by, get your pictures. So we'll see you at the Off-Road Record Games, March 9th, 10th, and 11th. Back to the video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull a base measurement for reference from the back. That way we can sort of know where to line up. It'll give us a good idea to match the other side. All right, so it got a little bit tight after welding. So we're gonna spread it open a little bit more. Good. Oh, nice. That's real nice. You saw on the last one, we had to grind this a little bit. I gave myself a little bit of room on this side so that the top of our strut won't hit. Oh, exactly 16 inches. Right there, let me one more. No way. That was almost perfect. Right there, boom. Got it. All right, the time has came where I put my hat back on. We're gonna set this down, see how much those flex.
A lot.
All right, so as you can see, we still got a lot of flex in them. When we get back from lunch, we're gonna figure out and build a cross member. So 4 inches of chrome is right height.
You got another inch to go.
All right, our jack has ran out. All right, so 1 more inch is gonna be right height. Dude, that looks awesome. Let's dive it a little downhill. I'm liking the direction this is going. It's bad to the bone, as Hillbilly says. It's that time of day where we're all hangry. So we're gonna run a lunch and we'll be right back. We don't know how to use this bender quite perfectly. Like this is a 45, now we're gonna do a 90. We're just making some templates so that we know how much pipe it takes to put a 45, and we'll start here on this end. So that's the end of the shoehorn. We're gonna just make some stuff that makes sense to us.
So you guys are probably wondering why there's a bunch of weird bends in the pipe. It's because me and Robby made templates because we're not very smart with the bender to figure out exactly where our bend needs to be. So we made cheater pieces so we can measure the bend.
We watched a YouTube video, don't let them fool you. And somebody is just as smart as us. So what he did is he made bends, put a notch at the reference point for right there. You measure the distance in between the 2 bends, voila. No math involved. Owen's mom is an engineer, we are not.
We're shade tree engineers. We do what we think works.
We've measured this out. We're leaving about 8 inches from the strut tower back. We're gonna cut this off and we're gonna get a cross member put in. Then we're gonna charge this. We put us in a temporary brace up top because we're gonna tie all this in with tubing. Oh yeah. We'll be quarter powering that bad girl out. So we just spread the frame back out because it's sprung in. There's so much pressure. So we're holding it out. We're gonna finish cutting it. He had to get the old trusty electric grinder out because all our batteries are dead. So we're gonna cut that off, put a cross member in, and we're nitrogen filling these shocks. So I just measured out the rear cross member. It's 33 1/8, so we're just gonna put it in. We've hacked the whole back of this thing off. We're bobbing this. We're making it smaller.
Bob, ram.
What he said. Won't you take my hand? Rear cross member all welded in. Cut it off, put it in, welded it. Now we're gonna charge the lowers on the ORI struts. We got us a tank of nitrogen, got this cool little filler that we've never used, and we're about to get learned how to do it. So we've talked to Paul, we've been phoning friends. Look, we've even got old Budwin here. Bud came down to say hi. So this is gonna balance both sides to the exact same pressure.
We're at 90.
Okay, so our bottoms are now at 100 PSI. So we're gonna shut these off. Whoa! Now we're gonna charge the tops. I was told it takes 150, but we're gonna charge them until we have 4 inches of chrome.
Does that have 2 chambers in it then? Top and the bottom?
Yep, upper and lower. All right, we got 200 PSI. Let's shoot this to the moon. That is so cool.
Right there.
Whoa! 4 and a 16 or 8 now, but yeah. Whoa! Now you're too low.
This has to be precise.
Whoa! Just a little bit now. Whoa! There's 4 inches.
All right, that's dead on. Okay, I just purged it. We don't want to lose any nitrogen. Just like that.
Just like
Hey.
that.
Look, this looks freaking awesome.
I was quite surprised because last time I seen this thing, it was in like 15 million pieces.
Now it's in like 10 pieces.
Little bounce to it.
Did you see it? A little pep in her step. I'll bet you anything we're gonna have to add more once we get it weighted down. Because right now it's,
We'll probably sit at 3.
yep, because we're only at like 140 PSI on the top side and 100 PSI on the bottom.
So how much more weight are you gonna add to it, Robby?
Probably a
Probably
lot.
about 200 pounds, 300 pounds.
200 or 300 pounds. I bet we'll add
Probably
1,000 pounds.
1,000.
Now we got to figure out the front. That looks so good. I'm so pleased with it. Just like Paul said to do. Your frame is now sitting level.
Very.
Body not so much.
I feel accomplished today. All right, this is as far as we're gonna go on the Bronc-Star today. We got to get back on the Samurai. So we've got a little bit more sanding on the grill, and we're gonna do the bodywork on the hood. We'll explain why, because basically we can't find one. So let's get to work on that. What are you doing?
Getting ready to sand.
You sure got a nice hat on there. You sure got a nice hoodie.
Thanks.
You guys want to look as cool as they do? Head over to RobbyLayton.com and get you some awesome merch and help support this channel. We're gonna make Bud go order himself some stuff too.
As soon as I walk out of here, I will.
That's right. So we're in a bit of a predicament. We can't find us a used hood. I talked with Matt. We're just gonna kind of fix this hood, make it look half decent, and then he's gonna search for a new one so that when we actually redo this, after he's done building it, we'll put a new hood on it. I'm gonna dig that one out the rest of the way. Got that one dug out. I gotta dig this out. I gotta dig that one out. I gotta dig this one out. Got a few spots to dig out and do some body work, so it is what it is. We're gonna fix it.
Oh!
Yeah, hole. Oh my gosh.
Oh! Can you fix that hood?
We can put more fiberglass in it.
You need to put some little this and
I
a little
hate
bit
that.
of
We
that.
can put some ramen in there and some super glue.
I can bring you a Mount Dew can.
Well, that's one way to get it off. Look at that. Before we put any filler in this, we're gonna use our Maxi from Dent Fix, and we're gonna do a couple of pulls on this to try to get this dent out a little bit more. Whoever fixed this before did 0 pulling.
They didn't have the proper equipment.
They didn't have the Dent Fix. They had the old school drill a hole and pull it.
You know what all these are?
Yeah, they've drilled holes and put a screw in it.
Have you ever fixed a dent that way?
When I was like a child. This hood could have been like a good hood had it not been messed up.
All hoods are good hoods until they're messed up.
No, but like messed up from the people that tried to fix it improperly. It's a lot closer. Now we don't have to put 10 miles of filler in it. This Dent Fix Maxi, I'm telling you, this is like the Taj Mahal of pulling systems. We use this pretty much every single day on everything. That's a lot better. Now that we don't have a crater, I'm gonna put some fiberglass in this. We're gonna fix the big hole over here, fiberglass it, and then we're gonna use some body filler. But we're gonna show you the quarter panel over here on the Samurai. So this is a big old dent, but we've made a decision to not do anything to it because Matt is gonna cut this and he's gonna put new fenders in. So we're just gonna paint over it. I know that sounds terrible. We're not gonna put any body filler in it because it's just gonna make it a mess for him when he cuts and welds and trims all this to make the new tires and wheels fit. This is getting painted, even though there's a dent there. We dug out about a ½ an inch of Bondo out of this thing. As you can see, they didn't do any pulling. Actually, we could probably bring the Maxi over and just do some stud pulling. That's what we'll do. Yeah.
This is very tin canned.
So I'm using fiberglass so that I don't have to put an inch full of Bondo. So I gotta go mix up a little bit more, then we'll sand it. So painful. The owner of this vehicle is gonna find a hood that we can use when we actually do a nice job. Kids, don't try this at home.
Wait, how would you fix this if you were gonna fix it?
Put a new hood on it.
Houston, we got a problem. Just a little problem.
Did you put a hole in it?
No.
That wasn't here just a minute ago. Pretty sure.
I think it was.
All right, so Sia Abrasives and Bosch sent us a care package. So we got a pallet that showed up today, a couple impacts, batteries, got drills, got grinders, lights, every single grit of sandpaper, grinding disc. So I've never owned anything Bosch. I've never used any Sia sandpaper. So we're gonna put it to the test and see how it holds up to my other brands of choice. Thank you, Sia, for sending us what you did. They really took care of us. We appreciate it, and we're gonna put it to the test. All right, so I'm gonna get this sanded down. We're trying out the Sia sandpaper. It's the 80 grit. I've never used the stuff, so it's working pretty well. So we're gonna get all this fiberglass sanded down and put a little bit of plastic filler over it, get it all sanded more, and then we'll prime it. Hillbilly's over working on his corner. He blew a couple holes in that quarter panel, so we'll probably end up fixing it because he's gotta weld them up. So first time ever using this. I used 2 pieces of 80 grit sandpaper to sand all this fiberglass. The 1 piece of 80 is still halfway good, so it's not too bad. Fiberglass is super hard to sand, goes through sandpaper like crazy. We're gonna get this blown off.
I'm sanding.
So we're all starving and it's time for lunch. But if we don't cut this down before lunch, it's gonna set up like concrete. And nobody likes to sand concrete. And you're just eating your stuff in your face while I'm busting my butt.
You want one?
No, I'm supposed to be on a diet. All right, this is a mess, but we've got all of the body filler 80 grit sanded. It's all shaped. We've got a few little rough spots that we gotta fix when we get back from lunch. But we are hangry, so we're headed to lunch. We'll be back. All right, so we just got back from lunch. I've got all of the spots glazed. It's the second step after you put plastic filler on. This just takes care of the little imperfections. So let's go check out what Hillbilly did. So I told you guys earlier, we weren't gonna do any body work, but Hillbilly went to town on pulling the metal and may or may not have made it worse. Now he gets to body work it. I don't know what this even is, but I'm not 100% sure what he's done here. He's just gonna have to take care of it. He didn't put any here. He put more on this than on there. There's nothing here, but hopefully it looks better than it does. We'll see.
You're just gonna walk away?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk away and I'm gonna hope that fixes itself.
Okay, so I know Robby said that we wasn't gonna put mud on this quarter panel, just paint it so that way when Matt does his modifications to it, it's not a mess. Well, I don't know if he told you guys or not, but kind of had a boo-boo. I overpulled some spots and underpulled in other spots, and it just looked like crap. So he had me put mud on it to make it look better. I still got to do a little bit more, but I'll show you what it looks like so far. These were high spots, got them tapped down, but I still got to put a little bit of mud right here. It has a bunch of little dimples and stuff everywhere from previous pulls and me pulling. Okay, I got the mud spread up on the slip, spread a little bit more in here because it was kind of low a little bit. So now I'm just waiting for it to set up completely and I'll start sanding it. So we'll start setting the glaze on the hood. I'm using 180. Get it all feeling good. So I'll get this all done and show you guys the end result.
So basically all we need to do now is get these 2 spots primed, prep that, and we'll be able to paint it. It's coming along nicely. Hillbilly's becoming a bodyman.
Trying.
He is trying. All the glaze is taken care of. We've moved the Bronco out. We're gonna get it 320'd, masked up, and then we're gonna prime it. We're gonna wax and grease it. I'm actually surprised. The Sia Abrasive sandpaper, it wasn't too bad. I've never used it, so this is the first project that we've used the sandpaper start to finish. I'm not used to it fully. Time will tell if we keep using it. But we're gonna get this wax and greased, get some metal etched down, and get some primer shot. Now this is Hillbilly's debut on being a bodyman. We weren't gonna do any body work, but for the little bit we did, it'll work out great. So good job, Hillbilly. You're so professional.
Far from professional.
You get paid in a professional shop to do body work. That constitutes you a professional.
At first I started out in the body shop as the mechanic.
Tow truck driver, actually. No, our derby car builder.
I was gonna say to be technical is derby
you started
cars.
out as our derby car builder, then the tow truck driver, then you quit, then you were a truck driver, then you came back to build derby cars, and then mechanical.
Yeah, I didn't quit. The fire happened.
All right, so we're gonna take and put some etch primer down. Anywhere there's bare metal, you gotta look, because some of this stuff looks like it's bare metal, but it's actually just paint.
I have a lot more bare metal than you have.
Yeah. Perfect. Good job. See that? A couple cracks we didn't see just showed up. Whatever. It's a good thing that we're changing this hood when we go to really do it. Thought we got them all. That's our first coat. Let's go put a coat on the other one, then we'll guide coat it. This looks a little better than hot trash. All right, so now that we've got 3 coats of primer down, just gonna guide coat this. This is not a perfect hood. This will be perfect for Matt. It's what he didn't ask for because he doesn't know that we've stolen his Samurai, but it's what he's gonna get. Some good work. Now, all we gotta do is sand the primer and get this sucker painted yellow. All right, as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one. I don't even know what to do with it all. I never even realized Bosch made tools.
Well, it looks like there's enough here for one for me and one for you.